Yearbookers! Welcome to Yearbooks Live, the podcast for yearbook teams to learn everything you need to know about the yearbook business with our weekly 10-minute yearbook lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, JP, coming to you from sunny South Florida. This is episode number 6 of Yearbooks Live. Today we want to introduce you to Matt Baltes from AMG Group. Matt has a ton of experience in the high school yearbook market, working with Jostens and some others, and now his own company, AMG. And he brings a lot of insight into the yearbook business. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Today I want to introduce you to a couple of things we have on the website, a couple of t-shirts at yearbookslive.com. So if you go to yearbookslive.com, go to shop, you'll see we have some women's t-shirts all about the yearbook business. Make sure you check them all out. Every size. They are fitted, so make sure that when you order them, you do realize that they are fitted. Some really good t-shirts here at yearbookslive.com/shop. Check us out. Again, yearbookslive.com/shop. Good afternoon, yearbookers. This is John with Yearbooks Live. I am here today with Matt Baltes with AMG, a Momentous Group. Welcome, Matt.
Thanks, John, for having me.
Matt visiting today from the northern tundra from Iowa, and just wanted to stop by. He stopped by to say hello and visit us and tell us a little bit about himself and give you a little bit of background of his history in the yearbook business. And we'll go ahead and we'll get right into it. So Matt, tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are. Tell us a little about how you worked in the yearbook business, how many years you've been doing it, everything we need to know.
Yeah, so I started in the yearbook business actually in college. I was a yearbook editor for a couple years.
In college?
In college, for my college yearbook. I started on the design side, then they moved me into the editorial side. We actually submitted some books that went into national competitions and won some awards, and I think that kind of got me noticed from my local Jostens rep, who was the company that I used to print our yearbook. And so when I graduated from college, then Jostens naturally brought me on board, and I became a sales rep in 2001 for Jostens in central Iowa, and I worked there for about 13 years. Branched off and did my own thing, and we expanded different territories. Worked in Omaha quite a bit. We worked with over 160 schools in the central Iowa and Omaha area.
So mostly doing sales at that time?
Mainly doing sales and focusing on the high school side.
Okay, good.
We did work with elementary, middle school, and high school, but high school was our main target.
So, sales positions you've been a sales rep.
Yep.
You've been a sales manager.
Yep.
Any other positions outside of sales whatsoever?
So after Jostens, we created a Momentous Group.
Okay.
And so I would say I became an entrepreneur very quickly, small business owner.
Right.
The leader of AMG, and so doing all things. Sales management, and we got to create our website. You're just basically starting a startup company from the ground up. Was what we did back in 2014, which was a lot of fun.
Best experience possible. Doing
really
it all by
is.
yourself.
It
Yes.
really is. It's frightening, when you come from a great thing at a big yearbook company. I had a very secure job, and I loved it there. So it was very frightening starting over, but it's been very fulfilling.
Good. Excellent. So you're with a Momentous Group now. Tell us a little bit about that company. What does that company do?
So Momentous Group, what's unique about us is we are a group of sales reps from all the different yearbook companies. So we represent Jostens, we represent Herf Jones, Balfour, Lifetouch, some of the smaller yearbook companies. My group, there's 18 of us now, and a lot of the salespeople or some of our internal staff literally have come from the entire industry. It's not just a group of us from one company that came together and said, hey, we can do it better. What we decided to do is we said, hey, look, all these big yearbook companies, they all do good things. Jostens does this good, Herf does this good, Balfour does this good. But what we decided to do is take all of those good things and make one great company. Take all the good things that they're doing and turn it into one great company. Our goal has been to disrupt the high school market. It's been to bring a better experience for yearbook advisors, students, take the stress away from yearbook advisors, the stress away with deadlines and stressed away financially. It's been great just because now we're starting to, as a startup company, get some traction all around the country. Our competitors know about us. They're slowly taking a look at what we're doing and deciding, well, how do we compete against these guys? Because they're literally taking everything that's good about all the yearbook companies and combining it into one. And that's what we want to keep doing.
All right, so that brings me to my next point. So you created this company, and you've taken all the best aspects of all the other yearbook companies and kind of built your own model,
right,
and try to make it better for everybody.
Right.
So you've been doing this, let's see, 2001, that'd be 18 years. You've been doing this about 18 years.
Yep.
So you've seen changes in this industry. You've seen the good, you've seen the bad. Tell me, in your mind, where do you see the industry going? Let's start there. So you know where we've been. Where do you see the industry going from here?
Well, obviously we've seen technology change, and I think we're at a point right now where this market is a little bit stale. Everybody's waiting for what's the next best thing, what's going to happen next, and I think it's going to be technology again. There's going to be this next yearbook kind of revolution in technology that's going to happen. And I don't know what that is yet, but I know it's coming. Something's going to be better out there, and everybody's going to jump on it. It could be the way you build your books. It could be the way you present your books. It could be the way you buy your books. Something is going to definitely change. But one of the, I think the biggest change, though, that I've seen is this market, the high school market specifically, has been controlled by 4 companies for so many years. And the pricing from these companies have been inflated so high that now high school yearbook advisors around the country are saying, now hold up, it's starting to get a little bit out of control.
Right,
and we
right.
cannot
Absolutely.
afford
We all
what
see
we're
that.
doing. And so these high school yearbook advisors are now taking a step back and saying, we need to start shopping around a little bit. We can't keep paying these high premium prices for print, for yearbook printing. And so that has been a big change that I've seen. There's a lot more smaller yearbook companies like a Momentous Group coming out there and offering something different, something more affordable. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, there's more now than ever.
Yep.
Like you said, I mean, when I started in, I believe, 98 or 99, I think it was, and there was 4 or 5 guys in town that were printing high school yearbooks. Now there's dozens and dozens that can do the same thing. So prices, it's interesting that prices, I think, should have come down because of competition, but we have seen prices steadily keep rising in many cases, not all cases, but in many cases, from those 4 or 5 major yearbook companies.
Which is very odd too, because the better technology gets, the cheaper things get to produce.
Or should be. That's how it should be, correct.
And it really hasn't happened that way.
It has not happened. And that's why I think you see a lot of the smaller players like the AMGs, like the Peekaboos, and like that, starting to fill that space and offering better pricing, better software sometimes, better service, faster turnaround. So I think with the smaller companies, you are seeing a little bit of that. With the big companies, we're just not seeing that yet.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So you've been working with yearbook advisors in the high school business, being in sales. You had to work one-on-one with these yearbook advisors every day. Tell me, in your opinion, as a yearbook sales rep giving advice to a yearbook advisor, what's the best piece of advice you could give to a yearbook advisor?
That's a good question. So I believe there's 2 different types of advisors. There's your newbie, your rookie, and there's your veteran. And there's a lot of rookies out there. There's a lot of teachers that are brand new to the school, and they just get thrown into yearbook because they're the bottom of the totem pole, right? And then you got these veterans who have been doing yearbooks for 10, 20 years plus.
Right.
So I got advice for 2 different groups of people. The newbies, the rookies, I would definitely tell them, don't try to eat the whole pie at one time. There's so much to learn as a yearbook advisor, and that is only one part of your day. That is one class of your day. You teach probably 3 or 4 other preps, 7 or 8 periods a day, but yearbook is one part of your day. Don't let it consume your life.
And it can.
And it will.
Yeah.
Don't let it take over all your other classes. Just learn a little bit at a time. And understand in your mind that it's going to take about 3 years for you to really figure this out. That's my advice for a newbie. Now, a veteran, my advice is completely different. And I kind of go back to where's the industry changed for my veterans. I would say, look, as a veteran, you know what you're doing. You've been doing this for a long time. However, you kind of get stuck in your ways. You don't like change, and you get comfortable, right? You might like your sales rep. You might like the software you've been using. You might like the quality you've been getting for your company. However, for all schools, and this would affect me in a negative way, but I'm recommending and challenging these veteran yearbook advisors, bid your book out every 3 or 4 years. You got to do it. You got to know what's out there. Don't get comfortable.
Good advice, yes.
And the reason why I want you to bid your book out, even if you're my customer, I want you to bid it out because you can't let your sales rep get comfortable. You got to always look for the best thing that's out there. You are actually not the customer. We always think that, but the actual customer is that high school student and their parents paying for that book.
Correct.
And so that's what all yearbook advisors and principals should really be thinking about is who is the final consumer, who's the final customer that's actually paying for this. Let's keep them in mind before we do anything else. And what you see is these veteran advisors who do wonderful yearbooks and they do a great job and they work with a lot of the big yearbook companies, but you've seen them be with one particular company for 20 years. And there's a lot of great things out there, and they might want to stick with that publisher, and that's fine, but at least bid it out so that you can compare apples to apples, you can see what's going on out there. There might be something better out. There might be a better company out in the industry that you've never heard of, like AMG, and if you kind of get stuck in your ways, you'll never know, and you're never going to make sure that that student paying for that yearbook is getting the best quality product.
It's almost a disservice not to bid your book out every couple of years. And I mean that as a disservice to your parents. Because we've heard, and I know, Matt, you've heard the same thing, we've heard of schools saving $30,000, $40,000 on a yearbook, on a big high school yearbook project, saving thousands and thousands of dollars, and that money can get passed along to parents. And that money that can be saved is something that those parents would really appreciate. And it would almost be a disservice not to find out that you could save $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 for your parents.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up. AMG has not been around very long, but a staggering number that I love to say out loud is AMG has helped high school yearbook programs around the country save $1 million through 2019. We've only been around for a few years.
It's great.
That's a stupid amount of money.
That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And every high school advisor, we recommend bid your book out. There's better pricing out there. I promise you, you will find it. All right, last question, and then we're going to wrap this thing up for the day, let you get back into sunny South Florida, get out in the sun, maybe get over to the beach. What's the best piece of advice that you could give students creating a yearbook? And I ask this as a sales rep who I know has actually had to present curriculum and present a class maybe even to a yearbook advisor in her class or his class. So what's the best advice you can give to a yearbook student in the yearbook class?
Yeah, I love that because this is something that we tell all of our yearbook classes all the time. Coverage and content. You have to, as a yearbook student, your job is not to take pictures of you and your friends. Your job as a yearbook student is to make sure that you cover everybody in the school the best you can. Get the content from everybody. Cover as many different people as you can. There are students in your school that are not in sports. There are students in your school that are not in fine arts or music or art or band or whatever it might be. They are doing something completely else, but they are doing something. And they are part of your school and they're just as important. You have to cover everybody. And the more people that you cover, the better your yearbook program becomes, the more books you sell, the more popular the actual book becomes at the end of the year when everybody wants to get one. It just becomes a great thing. The schools that we have at AMG, we've just been doing some distribution events lately. It's amazing to watch these kids open up their book for the first time. It's amazing to see that when you have a senior class of maybe 200 kids and 175 of them bought a yearbook, and they're all sitting around a cafeteria looking at them and reading them, it's because those particular schools that we're working with have done such a really good job covering everybody, and everybody fairly.
Right.
To get their picture in the book with them and their friends as many times as possible. So that's my biggest advice. If you're on a yearbook staff, coverage and content, that's all you should be thinking about.
So I know with the schools that we work with, I know there's two pet peeves in the schools that drive people crazy. And it's exactly what you said. One is if you're the photographer in the school and you're taking pictures of all your friends. Or if you're a PTA mom taking pictures at an elementary school and you're doing the yearbook and only your child is in the book, drives everybody crazy. And it hurts sales for the future. The other thing is when you don't have enough kids in the book, where the same kids are in over and over and over, you do want to represent, like you said, the entire class, every club, every sport, every event, candid pictures, and we get that all the time where people are just, they get very annoyed, I guess, that not enough people are being covered, or the same person is being covered too often. I guess that's kind of the same thing, but we get that all the time as well. So that's great advice. Where can we find you, Matt? Tell us a little bit about AMG. How can we find you? Emails, websites. What do you got for us?
Yeah, so you can go to www.amomentousgroup.com. That's our website. My email is Matt, M-A-T-T-B, Matt B at amomentousgroup.com. But we have reps all over the country. There's 18 of us now. And you can come to our website and I can connect you to a local rep that can come call on your high school. And we can tell you everything that we do. But our goal at Momentous Group is just to take the stress off of a yearbook advisor. That is our number one goal, to figure out how we can relieve you some of those financial burdens, those stressors that happen in school, like deadlines. We want to take that completely away from a high school program to make it a much better experience.
We're speaking the same language, right? Hey, I appreciate you coming to South Florida and visiting us today. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Matt, AMG, give him a call.